What's going on, you guys? This is New York Adventurer 1994 here, and today is Friday, August 16th, 2024. And earlier this month, the D23 Expo had a lot of exciting things coming up for Disney. They had a lot of great things to show for what's coming our way for Disney. And boy, do they have an interesting future ahead of them that a lot of us can't wait to see. So it is official that in November 2025 they're releasing a Zootopia 2. And at the D23 Expo, they were actually showing a sneak peek of Zootopia 2, and it looks like a really good sneak peek. And it's really exciting that they're finally making a Zootopia 2 and releasing it in 2025. Not to mention that it's coming out 4 months before the first film's 10th anniversary of March of 2026, because the first Zootopia film came out in 2016. So with Zootopia 2 being released in November 2025 next year, that's going to be 4 months before the first film's 10th anniversary. So yeah, it's really exciting. And it's even more exciting that we got to see the sneak peek a year in advance. And it is official that in 2026 we are getting a Toy Story 5. They made it official at the D23 Expo. And it is being directed by Andrew Stanton, who also directed Finding Nemo and WALL-E. I don't know what else he directed, but it's not important right now. I'm trying to get through this video, and I'm excited to announce that. So according to the D23 Expo, they were actually showing a picture of what Toy Story 5 is going to look like. And it was showing this one photo of the toys at the edge of their kid's bed. And they're like looking at the kid, and the kid's like underneath the covers on his iPad. And the toys are looking at him like he's more wrapped around his iPad or his tablet other than his toys. Yeah, that's the norm of most things nowadays. That's like the norm of how things are nowadays, where a lot of kids are more interested being on their tablet or iPad other than their toys nowadays. It's not the way things were back then. Nowadays a lot of things have changed, where a kid is going to be more interested being on his iPad other than being with his toys. Yeah, that's the way things are nowadays, where a lot of children are going to be wrapped around iPads or tablets other than playing with their toys. So that's what Toy Story 5 is showing. That's what they're hinting at the D23 Expo. And they're also making a Pixar film for March 2026 called Hoppers. And according to the poster, it looks like a hamster that looks like it's going to get into trouble. And I'm not talking about Hopper from A Bug's Life, who is the lead grasshopper of his grasshopper army in the movie. I am talking about possibly a hamster that they show in the poster, which is expected to come out in March 2026. The Pixar film is called Hoppers. And Disney also announced that Frozen 3 is coming out in 2027 now. They decided to push it from 2026 to 2027 now. And I don't know why they did it. I think Disney has another film in the works that they're going to release in 2026 before they release Frozen 3 in 2027. So Disney decided to push Frozen to 2027 now. Frozen 3. It's not coming out till November 2027 now. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. So apparently it looks like Disney wants to release something before Frozen 3 comes out. And it is also confirmed at the D23 Expo that they're making an Incredibles 3. They're officially working on an Incredibles 3. And it is once again being directed by Brad Bird, who hasn't directed much Pixar films. He only directed the first 2 Incredible films in Ratatouille. That was pretty much it. Brad Bird doesn't look like he directs anything else unless Pixar's making an Incredibles film. That's how it is with him. Yeah, we don't really see much of Brad Bird unless it's an Incredibles film. And the only non-Incredibles film he directed from Pixar was Ratatouille, which was 2.5 years later after the first Incredibles came out, which was 2007. That's the year Ratatouille came out. So yeah. And they also officially announced Lilo and Stitch live actions coming out in July 2025. I don't know if it's July. Forget I said that. I also heard that the live action Lilo and Stitch is officially coming out next summer in 2025. It is officially coming out into theaters in 2025, and it looks kind of exciting, but I'm not really into the live action films. I'm more into the original films when it comes to Disney animated studios. I'm more interested in the original than the live action. I don't know if I'm going to see the live action Lilo and Stitch. I'm kind of like in the motion of whether I should see it or not. But who knows. We also have a lot of exciting attractions coming our way. Even if it means getting rid of the old attractions that everyone used to love. We still have a lot of exciting attractions coming our way for the parks, even though it means getting rid of one of our favorite attractions most Disney fans know and love. So at Disney's Animal Kingdom, It's Tough to Be a Bug is getting replaced with a Zootopia 3D, which sounds pretty exciting, but pretty sad because there's hardly gonna be anything Bug's Life left in Animal Kingdom. There isn't gonna be anything left that resembles a Bug's Life, not really. So it's getting replaced with a Zootopia 3D, which is pretty exciting. A Zootopia 3D show is going in there in winter 2025. And hopefully that will mean more meet and greets with Nick Wilde and Julie Hopps. Hopefully. I really want to meet them in person and get a picture with them, but who knows. But with Zootopia 2 coming out and Zootopia getting a 3D show at Animal Kingdom, that looks like a sign that they might do meet and greets with Nick Wilde and Julie Hopps again. And meanwhile at Magic Kingdom, before I get to Magic Kingdom, I also heard that they're getting rid of Dinoland USA, so that means bye-bye Dinosaur Ride. The Dinosaur Ride is getting extinct and getting replaced. I forgot what they were replacing it with. So meanwhile in Magic Kingdom, they are officially putting in a Cars Land, and they're also putting in a Villains Land, which sounds really exciting. It's really exciting what they're doing. They're officially putting in a Cars Land at Magic Kingdom, right where Frontierland is, and they're putting in a Villains Land. But that means replacing Tom Sawyer Island, sadly. But the thing is, I'm actually really excited for the Cars Land to come out for Magic Kingdom, because I never really paid attention to Tom Sawyer Island. I never really cared much for it. I never really bothered going to Tom Sawyer Island. I only passed by it when I'm in the main area of Frontierland, walking on the boardwalk to Liberty Square from Big Thunder Mountain. I'm walking past it from across the water, but I never really bothered going on the island itself. So I'm not really gonna miss Tom Sawyer Island that much. I'm really excited for Cars Land finally coming to Disney World. This is something that should have happened years ago, but they had no plans for it. You see, I really thought that they were going to do this for Hollywood Studios, but it's a good thing they put in Toy Story Land and Star Wars Galaxy Edge, which is even more exciting, actually. But it would have been nice to do it at Hollywood Studios, but I'm not complaining. At least Cars Land is finally getting a chance in Disney World. And I can't wait for the Villains Land to come, too. But the downside is that they're going to have to close down the railroad, the Walt Disney World Railroad at the Magic Kingdom. And I think it's going to take much longer than before because it's going to take a while to build Cars Land and Villains Land. It could take up to a few years, very likely. As I was saying, it could take a few years to have the railroad closed because because of the construction going on for Cars Land and Villains Land. Like, they're gonna have to dismantle Tom Sawyer Island and replace everything with Cars Land and transform it to Cars Land, and building Villains Land also additionally. So that means the railroad's gonna have to close down temporarily for a few years, and it's gonna be much longer than the last time it had to close down, because the construction of Cars Land might get in the way of the tracks, if you think about it. Because it's gonna take a while, and it's gonna be a lot of work to take down Tom Sawyer Island and transform into Cars Land and build a Villains Land on top of that. So yeah, it's gonna take a lot longer than you think. And I'm also thinking they might build a bridge to Cars Land, who knows. And at Hollywood Studios, they're officially playing at Monsters Inc. Land, which is really exciting. We're finally getting a Monsters Inc. Land in Disney World. And it's going to look like we're walking into Monstropolis. And Monsters Inc. is also... they're also making a Monsters Inc. ride in these Hollywood Studios. And it is called the Door Coaster. And it's going to be like riding an actual door like in the movie Monsters Inc. But this is actually Disney's first ever suspension roller coaster where you have the cars like hanging on a line in motion. So it looks like Monstropolis has officially came to Disney World. It's gonna look like walking into Monstropolis. And hopefully that'll also be more meet and greets with Mike and Sully, because I used to love taking pictures with them and telling them jokes every time I saw them. So that's exciting. But I really hate to say it, but it looks like they might be getting rid of Muppet Vision 3D to make way for Monsters Inc. I hate to say that, but it's really possible they might get rid of Muppet Vision 3D to make way for Monsters Inc. Land. I need to see if that's 100%, but that's what I'm hearing talks about right now. So, if you guys are going to Disney, I recommend seeing Muppet Vision 3D before construction begins. I don't know if it's official yet, but who knows. But either way, I'm actually excited for Muppet Vision 3D. Even though I like the Muppets, I like Muppet Vision 3D also. Even though I like the Muppets, I like Monsters Inc. as well. It's like one of my favorite Pixar movies. I really can't wait to see the Monsters Inc. Land when it's finished, even though it might not be done for another few years. It's gonna take a few years to build everything, but I'm really excited for it. Construction is expected to begin by 2025, which is next year. So yeah, Disney has a lot of exciting things coming its way in the future. Disney has a lot of exciting things coming our way this decade in the near future. So I guess that's it.